First, please let me express my sincere gratitude for all of you who have been guided to find the message of the Sovereign Soul and subscribe to the channel. I am touched and motivated by the response to the message, and I just wish to say a heartfelt thank you to all of you who are receiving this teaching, and an extra thank you to all that have become subscribers and who have just taken that extra step committing to the channel going forward. Together, we will discover our bottlenecks of being on the road to higher order, realizing our higher purpose, and always serving a higher power. And now, Entry 6, Sun, Water, and Soul. Having received a new given name, Sovereign Soul, I began the process of germinating, growing, and nurturing the seed of the Sovereign Soul within me. Knowing the chosen words, as well as the sequence and combination of the words, had purpose and meaning, I decided to break it down into first and last name context, and then research the definition of each and the combination of both. First, the first. Sovereign can be defined in several contexts. Its English meaning is having supreme power, independent authority, and the right to self-govern as an independent state or nation, free from outside interference. In the biblical context, the word sovereign describes God's supreme, absolute, and unlimited authority and power over all creation, history, and individual lives. In a spiritual context, it means to embody inner autonomy, self-authority, and a profound connection to the divine source within oneself, rather than relying on external validation or power structures. It involves taking ownership of your life and spiritual path, trusting your inner guidance, and operating from your own internal compass to consciously create your reality. This internal power is not about ruling others, but about becoming the king or queen of your own inner kingdom and living in alignment with your authentic self and divine purpose. After reading these, I resonated deeply with all of them based on who and what I have always been and on the journey to this point. Now, for the second and last name, Soul. Many of us may not even consider ourselves in terms of being a soul, having a soul, or may have a preconceived notion about what the word soul means, or that soul relates solely to some type of religious or spiritual belief system, something that goes on after you die from your mortal form. Indeed, all those contexts can be valid contexts to consider the notion of a soul within. The context I will share with you is the one that was revealed to me as I became open to what it was meant to receive and teach other sovereign souls. It is far more tangible, real, and accessible, and most importantly, undeniable and inclusive. Let's start by defining the word that we will use to help us conceptualize and describe what a soul is in connection to our daily lives. The soul is the essence of our being. Now, essence, by definition, is the intrinsic nature or indispensable quality of something, especially something abstract that determines its character. Now, we tend to speak of character in the context of human behavior. For example, a person of good character has strong moral and ethical qualities such as honesty, integrity, empathy, and responsibility, which guide their actions and decisions, even in difficult situations. I agree with this definition, but I wish to take it to another level that will assist us in using the term character to fully develop our meaning of essence and finally, soul. I would ask that you look at the meaning of the word character in a true creative sense and context. Character in the creative context is defined as a property or a group of properties of something without which it would not exist or be what it is. Belonging naturally, being indispensable, being absolutely necessary. In this context, character has greater purview and scope of influence. So now, let's summarize and combine these definitions and concepts into a real working definition of the word soul. A soul is the essence of our being. Essence being a combination of characteristics. Essence is something that belongs naturally and is absolutely necessary, determines character, and therefore characteristics of the one it belongs to. And character and characteristics represent and define literally what something is and how it behaves So in this hierarchy of creative power, soul, and therefore essence, is something without which that which it contains would cease to exist or cease to be. Meaning, without a soul, something lacks essence and characteristics and ceases to exist in the form intended with the characteristics intended. Wow! Like, you must agree that that is quite a word to begin with in describing what a soul truly is. The soul is the essence of what you are, and without it, you would cease to exist. And without it, you're not even able to represent your true character and demonstrate your true characteristics of what you're being created to be. The soul is, in fact, the essence of your being, not the essence of your being happy, sad, sick, etc. No, it's the essence of your being, as in being here in reality, period. Now, to put the two names together and realize the combined meaning was the next step. So exciting. A sovereign soul means having supreme inner authority, freedom, and control over one's own life, thoughts, and energy, independent of external influences and validation. It is a state of personal independence and authenticity, where an individual trusts their inner compass, lives in alignment with their core values and purpose, and takes responsibility for their own well-being and choices. When I investigated this further, I found it perfectly described as a number of key aspects that encompass the biome of being a sovereign soul. I want to share those with you, and they are as follows. These are the 7 key aspects of being a sovereign soul. Inner authority. The individual's internal wisdom and guidance are the ultimate source of their decisions and actions as they connect with higher power. Independence from external validation. A sovereign soul does not seek or rely on others' approval for their own self-worth or sense of purpose. Authentic expression. There is a full and unfettered expression of one's unique individuality and purpose. Energetic autonomy. The individual manages their own spiritual and emotional energy, choosing to connect with nourishing energies and disengage from draining ones. Responsibility and self-command. There is a command over one's thoughts and behaviors, and an understanding of how one attracts experiences into their life. Connection to core values. The sovereign soul's sovereignty is realized by living in alignment with fundamental personal ideals and values. Practice self-mastery, a continual process of self-discovery, mastery, and transformation. It is not often that words, not of your own making, describe all that you have been and aspired to be for all of your life. These words did that for me, and if you are resonating with the calling of being a sovereign soul, I can only bet they do that for you as well. They are a combination of what you are, have been, and what you are striving to become. To see the words, the language, and the meaning of the given name I received, to represent the purpose and meaning of this work, and to know that it was not a name only for me, but for all who would come to join me in this calling, was absolutely beautiful, breathtaking, and joyful. I felt such deep connection with the words and aspects that defined the name Sovereign Soul. I was finally home. All the aspects made crystal clear in words what had been my operating system for as long as I could remember, or could have ever had the words to even describe. Like all creation, I am a work in progress, not a fallen soul or a sinner, but a work in progress, refusing all forms of instilled condemnation. I was instead always tinkering and refining my operating system throughout my entire life. And behind all that effort, learning, and hard work, and most importantly, calling, were the intentions and goals captured in these words that described all of these 7 key aspects. Now, having received the divinely chosen name and realizing the prophecy and the meaning that it held for me and all others that would join me, I was more called than ever to continue forward as a sovereign soul and begin setting up the platforms to begin spreading the word of what it is to realize that you are, and further becoming a sovereign soul as well. Until next time, I am Sovereign Soul.